They say it in hushed tones, in whispers, in shaking heads and biting lips and eyes cast to the ground like, don't ask. Like, she's trying to remember who she told so she can untell. Like, it's not her fault, but she still feels guilty. And they told her not to tell because this could happen, to keep it to herself, just in case. But now the doctor's lips are moving, and I nod as he confirms what I already know. He says, these things happen, that 1 in 5 pregnancies ends this way. So if you were to line up 100 pregnant women, 20 of them will go through this. Thank you, doctor. I don't understand percentages. Yet miscarriage is still said in hushed tones, in whispers, in shaking heads and biting lips and awkward silence, like don't ask, like the world just stops spinning, like I'm too sad to cry, like it's not my fault, but I still feel guilty. But I try to listen as he says, we can try again. He says, if I were pregnant enough times that this would happen eventually, and it just happened on my first, my odds haven't changed and I'm young and healthy, so I shouldn't worry. So I nod and make jokes with the nurses and smile shaky smiles and wonder how the fuck I'm going to get through another day. The next morning I have my first ultrasound. But there's no blurry printout to show my friends. No, do you want to know the sex? Just notes scribbled down and the news that I'll have to have surgery, that there's still some tissue left inside of me. I hold it all in until my mom visits, when the dam that's been holding back these tears breaks and she holds me and I cry. She brings me a teddy bear from the gift shop that has the word angel stitched on his foot, despite having no wings, which is kind of confusing. But right now that seems pretty appropriate, because right now these nurses are the closest things I've got to angels, because they're the ones with the morphine, the shots that sting but leave my arms and legs feeling as heavy as my heart and let me sleep. We call it a miscarriage, like a mistake, like I carried wrong. The medical term is spontaneous abortion, which starts off sounding fun, like, oh, we were feeling crazy, so we thought we'd take a spontaneous trip, and ends with abortion, which is like, I didn't want this baby. I wanted more than anything, like it wasn't a good time, like an abortion. But we need to speak the word miscarriage out loud, to talk about this experience so many women have been through, but that you never hear about except in hushed tones and whispers. And nobody does this when a child dies. Nobody tries to say it without saying it, or feels bad when they can't stop crying, and no one tells you you can just make another one. Because at 12 weeks pregnant, my baby was still considered negative 28 weeks old. But at 12 weeks pregnant, my baby was as real to me as you are. And a lot of women out there have been through this too, have had their expectancy turn so quickly to disappointment and found themselves helpless. They could do nothing about it. I could do nothing about it. And I hope that one day women will be supported through this loss, that there will be no shame, that we can one day share our grief, share our love, share our loss. So I start by sharing my story. We had picked out names and made plans, but bought only one tiny sleeper. It was periwinkle blue and read, Bonne nuit, mon petit étoile. Good night, my little star. Good night.